Hello. There we go. That's a little volume I like. How are you today? Hey, thanks so much for coming by. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't feel like going and listening to these messages. And believe me, I've had my fair share of days where I've not wanted to take the time to do them myself and certainly log on to the system and share and even brush my hair, let's just say. But if there's anything I've learned, it's the consistency is the key. I don't know if it's easier for some to embrace new ways than others, or how deep it got in, or worthiness and unworthiness. There's probably tons and tons and tons of factors. What I do know is consistency is the darn key. It's that little drop of water in the stone. It's a gentle, small drip of water that creates a hole in that stone just by consistency. And I know I'm 60 years old now, and I've lived with myself for some time. And I know that there's no way I'd have been able to change these things about me if it wasn't for just a simple practice of doing it, and it kind of automatically changed. It's interesting. It's very interesting to me. So that is one of the things that keeps me showing up, and I thank you for showing up and just incorporating it as part of our lives. We're here in this community every single day, and we're in our 6th year, so it's no joke, right? Before I get started today, I wanted to share a poem. We're having our guest speaker, Rosemary Watola Tromer. She will be our guest speaker on Thursday, June 20th at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's a free conversation, and that is open to the public. And you can get the Zoom link by signing up at zenfulconversations.com. But I wanted to share one of her poems. I'm not positive if I shared it before, but I read it on Friday in our yoga class, our restorative yoga. And I just think it's wonderful, because this is one of the examples. This is like, well, I don't have time to go on vacation. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to live in that lap of luxury. And this poem, to me, just reminds me that it's not about stopping life and doing it. It's about incorporating it in life. And the title of this poem is Between Calls. Between Calls by Rosemary Watola Tromer. I walk out the door and I lie on the ground, and I let the earth hold me. Let the sun soak me. Let breath do what breath does. And if there is any part of me that doesn't know it is part of everything, it is lost in the vast peace that fills me. When everything warms and the kingfisher flies over my silence with his clack, 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 and the air smells of river and greening grass, It doesn't last. But for this small eternity, I am what a wind is. Only more. Only less. The first few lines there. I walk out the door, lie on the ground, let the earth hold me. I feel that. Let the sun soak me. Let breath do what breath does. I just love that. I just love that. Between Calls is the title. Now, of course, Rosemary has tons and tons and tons of other poems, but and I'm sure I'll be sharing more, but this one I just really adore quite a lot. And I felt like sharing it today. If I have shared it again before, I apologize, but I think some of them we need to be reminded of anyway. So welcome to Zenful Conversations. We're taking a look at the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. This New York Times bestselling book is described as having the life you want by being present, by being present to the life you have. And that's what we're talking about. We're having conversations on being present for our own lives. I mean, honestly, wow, what's more important than being present for our own lives? So I think it's an awesome practice to be sharing this year. And the message we're offered today for this day number 1960 is titled, These Are the Signs. These are the signs. Pain. Pain is often a sign that something has to change. Our hearts and bodies often give us messages we fail to pay attention to. Ironically, we are also aware of pain, can hardly ignore it, but we rarely hear what it has to say. It is true that we may need to withstand great pain, great heartache, great disappointment and loss in order to unfold into the rest of our lives. But our pain may also be showing us exactly where we need to change. If we view our bodies as bridges that carry us from our inner life to the outer world, then pain often gives us insight as to where the bridge is experiencing the most stress. So let me go back over that a little bit. Let me get a little bit more comfortable here. That's the challenge, right? Just back it a little bit. Okay. All right. If we view our bodies as bridges that carry us from our inner life to the outer world, then pain often gives us insight as to where the bridge is experiencing the most stress. Pain lets us know where we might crack, where our lives need to be reinforced and rested, in order for us to keep bringing our inner and outer lives together. During my struggle with cancer, I experienced a variety of deep and acute pains. I learned how to hold on and let go. I learned how to endure. That is, let the pain go through without denying its hurt. But the most crucial thing I learned was to listen to the pain. I was being worn down by my chemo treatments, which were very aggressive. I was trying the best I knew how to live through as many treatments as I could manage. Everyone was coaching me to stick it out. Certainly, I was told by those more afraid than I, you want to swallow as much poison as you could tolerate, so the cancer will be stricken from your body completely. I remained committed to this approach. Let's take a breath. But after 4 months, I lost feeling in my fingers and toes. The chemo was causing nerve damage, and I had lost my reflexes. I struggled, unsure whether to continue or not. I felt that the cancer was gone, but the chemo was insurance. Endure more if you can. Hold on. Within 24 hours, I was up in the night with the worst stomach attack I have ever experienced. There I was, pacing the living room floor at 3 a.m, trying to endure the pain, asking God for a sign. The chemo had now ulcerated my esophagus. Another attack gripped me. I doubled over. God, give me a sign. What should I do? I want to live. Another attack. This happened 3 more times when I suddenly realized the pain was the sign. And its message was to stop. It was over. There I stood, hunched over with my windpipe bleeding and numbness in my hands and feet. And God was saying, these are the signs. Do you want more? I can give you more. The next day, I told my sweet doctor that I would not take that needle in my arm again, and it was over. Wow. Let's take a couple breaths. the meditative exercise they share for today says to breathe slowly and meditate on a pain that has been troubling you. Meditate on a pain that has been troubling you. It might be physical or emotional or even mental. Rather than toughening and resisting the onset of the pain, try to let it move through you. Notice where the pain is most acute. Notice where you first feel it and where you last feel it as it subsides. What is the pain telling you about the piece of your body or heart or mind that it is moving through? So what is the pain telling you? About your body, your heart, or your mind, depending what you did, that it is moving through. What might you change in how you move, feel, or think that will strengthen this part of you that is hurting? Take a couple deep breaths. Release it. This is amazingly loaded message, as all of them are. Pain is often a sign that something has to change. You know, I learned so much in the yoga therapy training that I totally believe this connection. And I know I feel things physically when I'm carrying too much in my world, when I'm overscheduled. My back aches like because I'm carrying so much on my back. And there's so much truth to so much of this. So what I brought to mind was anxiety, because I have been having an interesting, different relationship with anxiety than I always have. Probably for multiple reasons. I'm just whatever. Reasons I don't care about that. It's this breathing through has been very helpful to me, though. So noticing where I feel it and as it comes in. And where you last feel it. So noticing where you first feel it in your body and where you last feel it as it subsides. But letting it move through, I totally believe to be a huge golden nugget of information in our lives, because these things fluctuate. And gosh, if I obsess over it, if I give that attention, I'll want to go back home. So I ground myself and I breathe through, and I do a lot of protecting energy stuff to help work with that, through that. So interesting, that's all. But rather than toughening and resisting the onset of the pain, whatever your pain may be, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, the resisting and the toughening and the resisting, try to let it move through. Softness, softness, softness. These are the signs. Pain is often a sign that something has to change. Beautiful. Thanks again for coming by. And great gratitude for sharing these messages together. Thank you so much for being here. Truly. Namaste. See you tomorrow.